Welcome on the Sunday Madness fourth episode here. We have with two-star athlete here, two-sport athlete, star at Wheeler, sharpshooter, Lexi Cutka. Lexi, how are you doing and how's it popping?
Good. Just enjoying my Sunday morning. Um, and yeah, enjoying my weekend, my day off today.
Absolutely. So how did you start in the game of basketball?
I started in sixth grade. It was more of like an impulse decision. I hadn't really played before that, and I really didn't think it was a sport that I was going to enjoy. But a lot of my friends were going out, and I was like, why not just try it? I signed up, and at that point, I'd never really driven or dribbled a ball or done anything related to basketball, so it was really new experience for me. But whenever I do something, I take it really seriously, and then I was like, okay, I'm enjoying this, and then since then, I was like, okay, how can I get better at this? And then I, started taking the time to get better so that I could improve for the next year, and then after that, that's just kind of how it went.
Absolutely. So did you do any club teams or anything along those lines?
I actually never did any of the club teams because it was really hard with volleyball to find the time. But a lot of the off seasons and summers, like in middle school, I would spend working with the high schoolers, and I would go with the high schoolers to play in the summer leagues. So I think that definitely helped me get the experience that I needed to eventually play at the varsity level because I was constantly pushing myself and, pushing past the boundary of like, okay, I want to be good at this. So what is it going to take? Because I'm not in club, so I'm not really getting that kind of experience that a lot of other people are getting. But yeah, I'd say that's definitely what helps me a lot into, where I am today.
Absolutely. So, kind of taking notes from the varsity when you were in junior high, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's kind of that experience looking and kind of playing with varsity players when you're seventh grader, eighth grader, and kind of learning for kind of the technique and kind of culture that they set during those years?
I think, when I was younger playing with them, I think it was good because I was constantly playing for them. Like I wanted to be the best I could be so that, they had a teammate they could rely on even though I was younger. So I think I was kind of underestimated, which is why I played kind of hesitant because I, didn't want to make a mistake. I didn't want to mess up. But I think that's what helped me, okay, take smart shots, make good choices, better reads, and really just I was kind of, I wasn't shooting a lot. I was just kind of finding my place and seeing how can I benefit the team, being the younger person, how can I, I guess I was just trying my best not to mess up at the time. Um, and, now that I'm older, I think I definitely built up that confidence more. And now that I'm the older person on the team, it's, nice to know that, like, it's fine and I figured it out over the years that I played with them. But yeah, that's what I would say for that.
Absolutely. So, what was that transition like from eighth grade to freshman year?
Eighth grade to freshman year, I remember I was told the coaches told me they're like, okay, you're gonna play, you're gonna be playing varsity, and I went in my first varsity game against Lowell my freshman year, and I was so nervous, I was shaking, and I really didn't do much, but I think that it definitely, reassured me that like I can do this and I can be put in these situations. And eventually, a couple games later, was starting as a freshman, and it was nice to know that wow, it really gave me the boost like of confidence that okay, wow, I'm actually making a difference on the team, and they want me playing as a freshman, and I would say that put a lot of pressure on me, and I was really nervous a lot of the time, but really helped me improve my game a lot.
Absolutely. So, going through everything, especially since Wheeler does have a rich history of girls basketball, what are some things now as you're a senior you look back on your freshman, sophomore year that you learned from the upperclassmen?
Um, Looking back, what I've learned from upperclassmen, I mean, I watched. a lot of the time, I remember my freshman sophomore year, there was an upperclassman, like our point guard, and she was one of the best players, but she was very hesitant with her shot. Didn't shoot a lot, even though she had the best shot on the team, and she was just. I knew how much potential she had, and she was just very hesitant with her play, and I think I see a little bit of that in myself. So I think definitely now I'm like, okay, like, my team looks up to me, like I need to, just take the shot, do what I need to do because, I have the ability to, and it's all just a matter of, doing it.
Absolutely. So we talked about this a little bit off air, but a team like South Central, which is in your sectional, in the North Judson sectional, what are some things that you can now learn from playing against South Central? So when you guys play in sectionals, you kind of learn and study different things from your huddle film, from uh, max prep, and stuff like that.
I think definitely a lot of the time we go in thinking, okay, this is not. I think we went in very, very scared because South Central has a good reputation in their program. I really think that we just came out and didn't have the confidence, didn't feel like we could really do it, and we ended up in the fourth quarter. We ended up winning. We won the fourth quarter statistically, and they didn't score. And I think that kind of when my coach told me that, I was like, okay, we can do this. Like we have the potential to play against them, and I think we show like really good, moments where we're look really, really good. And if we can just implement that in the whole game, because watching South Central, they run their offense, and they take the open shots. And I just think that if we can learn and play a little bit more like them, that we can totally do it.
Yeah, you could see like the confidence from Hope, from Johnson, from
Yeah.
all of them that have played together for years.
Hmm.
Uh, but like you said, up and coming. I've watched a little bit of your guys' game against River Forest, seeing how confident you guys can be. So games like with the Ingots, where you know that you guys should win.
Right.
What things do you guys learn from that even to now take it and kind of upset a team like SC or somebody down the line that's has that rich history and is really good this year?
I think, when we played River Forest again, that was a game that like I told myself, okay, like we need to win this. Like it's just not a question. Um, so I feel like because we went in knowing, okay, we're gonna win, and went in with that mindset, it was just one of those things that just is done. And I feel like we constantly played as hard as like it. There was no hesitance in our play, and it was just very okay. Like we can do this. And again, our record at the time, we were like, okay, it's time. We need to win a game, and we did that. And I feel like, and that was a really fun game because it was against our old JV coach, who is the son of our varsity coach. So it was like a fun rivalry. But I feel like now, we beat River Forest, and that gives us hope that we can beat the stronger teams because we've learned to play as a team and to win. And um, just overall, I really just think it's like a morale booster. Like, okay, we can do this.
Absolutely. So, um, what is some of your guys' were some of your good luck charms before getting on that court?
Hmm. Um, I don't know if I've ever thought. Let me think. Um, I mean, always. I mean, we all kind of always sit in the locker room and just like take a minute to just chill out before a game. We're like, okay, like at the end of the day, like this is just fun. Like it's gonna be okay. And I don't know. I'm always listening to music before a game and really just taking the time to relax and just be like, okay, like I'm gonna play a game, but it's fine. No stress.
Absolutely. So, what's your go-to playlist
For volleyball or for basketball?
for basketball?
Definitely for basketball, I like to listen to rap before a game. I would say just more of the popular stuff that's out there. That's kind of what we've collectively put on our warm up playlist. Just gets us in that mindset, that groove. I would say.
Absolutely. Now we're gonna go switch on a dime to your guys' volleyball season, okay, or your volleyball career here at Wheeler. So let's go into it. How did it all start with volleyball?
Well, volleyball, you are the official season started in seventh grade, so I couldn't play in sixth grade. I had done some, like camps and everything before that, but I'd never really played an official organized team at that point. I hadn't been playing club either. So volleyball, I started in seventh grade, and again, I would go, to the camps that the high school hosted, and I would, make sure I was at everything that I could be to get better and involving myself in every, practice and everything like that I could do. And then, so that was seventh and eighth grade year, only so much I can do at that point. And then freshman year, I'm at every summer workout, trying to improve and get better. I feel like our volleyball program was always just, we've had a lot of girls that always go out and a lot of good competition. So it's always constantly pushing me to be better because I'm like, okay, what spot can I beat out? Can I, get the starting position? Like, how can I be better? How can I be a good asset for the team?
Absolutely. So, kind of going through your career, who did you want to play the most throughout the seasons?
Who did I want to play the most? I honestly, I would say, I don't know if this is who I wanted to play the most, but I probably Kankakee Valley because we ended up beating them. Like my junior year, it was just, I feel like it was such an amazing game. We ended up going to 5 sets. And again, a lot of the time, we're the underdog team. A lot of people against KV, we just don't, as our record shows, that we've lost to them. And I think I remember that game and we went to 5 sets and we ended up winning. And it was just like such an amazing feeling, like, wow, like we can beat the teams that are this good. And like we have the potential to do amazing things. And I think I definitely had the most fun playing that game. And I was really excited to play them again this year. Although we didn't win, it was still, I would say, a really good game.
Absolutely. So take us kind of through your guys' Hebron rivalry and stuff like that.
Well, I remember that game also. I think we started off down 2 sets, and I feel like a lot of people thought, okay, this is going to be a quick night. And Wheeler, we tend to like to fall in a hole and claw our way back. And I remember I was just so into that game because we ended up going to 5 sets. And I think the last set, it was like we ended up going way past 15. It was just back and forth, point and point, and it was just so close. And I don't know. I don't even remember what happened. Some call at the end, and Hebron ended up winning. But I think it was a game that we definitely should have won at the end of the day. And it was just, it's always fun to play them. We play them a lot during, the tournaments and everything. So I was hoping to win my senior year, but it's okay. It was still a really good game.
It was a great game
Yeah.
broadcast. It was very exciting. Uh, and honestly, actually, I was one of those who are like, it's gonna be it. Actually, no. Kind of looking at that first, second set, I was like, you guys are a little too even to be a straight set game. So
Yeah.
back in my mind, I was thinking that South Central Couts game of 2 years ago or 1 year ago at uh, pending how you want to look at the volleyball seasons, how they came back against Couts. I
Yeah.
was kind of in that back in that my mind. I was like, coming into this game, they're too even record wise to be a sweep.
Yeah.
Talked to Genesee maybe that Tuesday or whenever we had our interview. But no, I didn't really think you guys were gonna get swept. Uh,
Yeah, I didn't go in thinking that either, but after the first 2 sets, I was like, wow, like we're down. And honestly, I didn't know how that was going to turn out, but even though we lost, I'm still really happy with the result of it.
Absolutely. So going into that sectional, okay, what are some things that you guys worked on? Uh, Again, uh, going to Satellite Country, knowing that they have not lost and their program is outstanding, and you got a tough sectional to begin with.
Yeah.
Uh, so, what are some things that you guys kind of even thought about, even with Laville, with uh, Hebron, with all those teams coming in?
Well, I thought we got very lucky with our draw, and we were, supposed to play Laville, and then I think South Bend, Washington after that, and then if we made it, then we would have played South Central. So a lot of it, I really didn't think that. I think it was a Thursday night. I did not think that would be the last time I was going to play. I I expected to move on and hopefully, play in the sectional championship, but we just kind of, it was one of those things where, okay, we're going to take this one step at a time. So, the first step was Laville, and, we were going to, get to South Central when we crossed that road. And unfortunately, we didn't end up making it past. So it was one of those things where it was like, okay, well, it was unfortunate, but, I think, South Central's, again, really great program. So it was one of those things where we were just going to have to work as hard as we could and play our best game ever. And unfortunately, we didn't get that opportunity, but I think that we could have definitely, and because we played the previous year before this year, we played them in sectionals, and I really think that we could have done a lot better and showed how much we've improved in the last year if we got to play them.
Absolutely. So, was it kind of like an overlook situation with Laville, especially since you have Career Academy, who's
Right.
not known for the best in a lot of their sports, but they're starting to come up because of that clay uh, situation. So,
Yeah, I would say Laville. I mean, of course, I went in and thinking, okay, yeah, I'm gonna, I would say I felt like that was the best game that I've played. I definitely left everything out on the court that night. I mean, that was my last game ever. I think definitely it wasn't, we were getting the passes, we were getting the sets. It was just, a little flat on the hitting that night. And, I think, again, a lot of us went in thinking that this was, going to be a win. And I think that that's, not the greatest mindset for anyone. Like, no matter who you're playing, you go in thinking, okay, I have to play my very best, do everything I need to do. Because, again, that should have been a game that we won. We lost in the first two sets and then ended up coming back. It was similar to the Hebron game. We lost similarly in the same way, but yeah, it was just kind of some unfortunate plays and everything going on. And I just think as a team, we were a little flat that night, and it was just, bad luck. And we definitely, I'm hoping next year that they can do it and prove that they've got, they can do it this time. So I can only hope for next year and everything.
absolutely. So, what are some things that you want to leave the seniors coming in, kind of like with Vice and all that? Because you guys still have a really good core coming back with Fox and all that
Right.
jazz.
I would say definitely for the seniors, don't underestimate the underclassmen, because I was constantly, even though I was starting and setting, I mean, there was a freshman that she's really good. And I'm like, if I don't play my game, she's going to take my spot. And I think they see, as a senior, you can't get comfortable because, coaches are always going to play the younger player. That's their future. That would probably be my best advice, because a lot of seniors, I think, just think that they're allowed that varsity spot. They're allowed to start, and that's not the case. And again, we have a great group of girls. They're really involved in club teams and everything, and they constantly amaze me every single day and get better. So that's probably, yeah, my advice to them.
Absolutely. So, what is your favorite road trip with both sports that you've had?
My favorite road trip, like away game or just like,
So, away game, it could be even in the summer. So, yeah.
hmm, let me think. I would say, I think for volleyball, I think the away tournaments, like, even though Hobart's not that far, I feel like we always have fun at that tournament. I mean, my team it's just so fun to hang out with all of them, and like, the moms always go crazy for us. So in between games, we're always having fun, and um, I would say some of the volleyball tournaments are definitely the most fun. I have basketball tournament in Logansport coming up over break, so I'm excited for that one, and to spend the day with my team. But yeah, I would say that's probably the most fun.
Absolutely. So that Logansport tournament, who do you guys play inside that tournament?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we play Logansport first, but I recall that we only have 4 teams in the tournament, so I think we're only playing 2 games. But I'm pretty sure we play Logansport first, and then again, winner or loser, depending on who else is in the tournament. Because I asked my coach, but I don't think I ever got back to me on that. So we'll see.
Okay. I mean, they got an interesting court with their nickname being the Berries. So that should be very fun to play on center court for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
Okay. Solid, solid. So we're going to go into our last segment here, the hot corner. No puns intended here on Regan's Corner. So this is where we get to know, oh yeah, nit and gritty here, Lexi. So, what's your favorite sports movie of all time?
Um, my favorite sports movie. Okay, let me think. Probably. Oh gosh, I'm having a hard time thinking. Um, Probably Waterboy. It's just a funny, comedy everybody can laugh at.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Um,
that's good. That's solid. Solid. Hmm. Okay. Who's your top five favorite rappers of all time?
if you're okay. I'm I'm not good at picking favorites, but probably Drake, Kanye, Future, 21 Savage. That's 4. I don't know if I have a fifth, but those are probably the 4 that I listen to the most.
Okay.
Especially before game days.
Okay. Makes sense. I mean, you can get hype with some Drake.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What's your favorite sport that you've played?
Um I think basketball I would say is my favorite sport. I feel like, the cuz volleyball it's just, it's not as much contact, and it's doesn't I feel like although it gets intense, it's just you don't really have that one-on-one contact with the opponent. So I like that aspect of basketball the most.
For sure. Okay. So, okay. Since we do host the Share Walters Foundation game, okay, we will have official things out soon. But would you be like to be part of that 3 point competition, the first ever?
Um Wait, where is this at?
This is at good old Lacrosse on June 6th.
So this months from now in the summer?
Months from now.
Sure. Yeah. I'll be a part
Absolutely.
of it.
Absolutely. So, let's see here. What's the go to fast food place for you?
Um, I definitely this is one that I can't choose just one. I feel like it's gonna be Chick-fil-A, Chipotle or Culver's are my top 3. It's always I'm like, okay, which of the 3 am I in the mood for? And always a fun place to go to after a game.
All three solid, very solid, okay? Um, let's see here. What's it like knowing you just hit a crucial three?
Um, Definitely. If it's crucial, I'm probably really, in the game mindset and probably, okay, I'm not going to be celebrating because I'm like, if it's really important and in a game setting, but I'm thinking, okay, like, um, I mean, internally, I'm like, okay, I'm glad I made it. I'm glad that I secured that. But after, I definitely celebrate with my team and knowing that, okay, I made it, or I helped in the game, and I made an impact in the final score, and that is really just a great feeling.
Okay. So what's your favorite gym you've ever played in?
I don't. I think the Whiting gym is always really interesting, because I'm just not used to it. Like, it's kind of like an arena almost, and the hoops are different, so it's kind of just, it takes some getting used to, with my shot and everything. But I would say it's old, but it's kind of fun because it's just different.
Yeah, it's kind of like porch around a little
Yeah.
bit and different kind of colors in their seats and everything like that.
Right.
So it's a little
Yeah.
uh, unique, I'd say,
One that comes to my mind when I think of interesting gyms, for sure.
for sure. So your home gym's kind of somewhat interesting, kind of that in feel, especially when it is packed. I'm sure a lot of like voices in people's ears and stuff like
Yeah.
that since people are right on top of you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I love our gym. When it's packed, it is really fun because everyone's, the student section's really hype and excited, and it feels like you're a good distance away from everyone, but like just the right where it feels really involved, but you're not on top of everyone at the same time. So that's really fun. And again, it's really nice when there's a full gym and everyone's just really excited.
Absolutely. So it's a pleasure getting to know you on here, and hopefully we do this again. And hit me up if you even want some broadcasting with us. But the last question: what are you planning on studying next year?
Oh, that is the question of the year. Honestly, I'm kind of experimenting with other things. I kind of plan to go undecided or exploratory my first year. I'm doing a lot of different internships this year because I'm part of the internship program at my school. So right now I'm actually working with fifth grade. So I don't know if that could be a potential career interest, but I really like going there every day and working with the elementary school. So as of now, that's what I'm doing, but I'm not 100% sure yet.
So elementary education.
Possibly.
Okay,
I'm
solid,
not
solid.
not not sure.
Okay. Hey, since Wheeler and Hebron is a hop, skip, and jump. If you want to come over here at Regan's Corner, it's open for you anytime you want. Okay?
Thank you.
For internship or anything along those lines,
Okay.
if you want to explore that too. We'll talk a little bit off
Yeah.
for that stuff along those lines too. But anyway, stay froggy, my friend, and have a great day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.